I'm brainstorming, sitting back, trying to figure out my next steps. Season changing, kinda hard to just sit back and don't stress. Time moving really fast, but I'm still trying to find my progress. Makes up for the nonsense. Still trying to trust the process. Still trying to trust the process, even though I can't even process what's going on in this complex. Going on in this complex. Through a prayer up to God, yes, He asked me, do you love me? Said, Lord, I trust you, but it can get ugly. It can get ugly. It can get ugly. They love me. It can get ugly. It can get ugly. Sometimes when you love me, sometimes when you trust me. Things ain't always bubbly, but I know you, I hear you, I see you, believe me, I'm still there, I still care, I know it ain't easy, no it ain't easy, when you try and get your next move, but sit back, believe me, when I say I know your best move, even when you sit back and ask me, do you love me, I'll be there through the good, bad, and even the ugly, it can get ugly. It can get ugly. They love me. It can get ugly. It can get ugly. It can get ugly. They love me. It can get ugly.
Yeah, well, the time has arrived, and welcome to the number one faith-based motivational and inspirational broadcast platform in the country, GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP1.com. Yours truly, Pastor Kevin, is here. You can see him, but you cannot see me, and Denzel is here too, man. Welcome to the GMAP Broadcast Network, man. How are you doing?
First of all, thanks for having me, Pastor Kevin. First things first. But I'm doing well. How you doing, man?
Man, you know what? I always respond the same way, man. If you have to ask, I must be slipping. I tell you, man, I am blessed. And welcome, man. Let me first and foremost thank you so much, man, for number one being here with us today, man. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for becoming a part of the GMAP Broadcast Network family. And of course, thank you for allowing us to be a part of your journey. Woo, man, I am excited. For those that don't know, now you know. Of course, Denzel is one of our featured artists on the GMAP Broadcast Network. All you have to do is stop by the platform and GMAP1.com. Click on the tab that is simply titled Featured Artists, and you will see, and I guarantee it, you will see a copy of the current cover that I'm showing you on our television screen. Click on that cover. It will simply take you to the necessary location to find out more information and details about the artist and the music, the ministry. I tell you, he's doing big things, man. Do me a favor, man, if you don't mind. Introduce yourself, man. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you're from. Who is Denzel?
Well, thank you. My name is Denzel. I'm from New York. Gospel artist. Been doing Christian music for a while. Was formerly in a group called the Rich Boys in 2011. We put out a project that did pretty good. And then I put out a couple solo tracks, took a hiatus. And then I started coming back this year with some new music.
This year, man, how long have you been set back, man? I mean, how long has it been before you released your last music ministry project?
Well, the group project was 2011. I released a single in 2015, I believe, one in 2014. Then I released one at the top of this year called Falling in Love with You. There's a video out for that also. And then the latest one is Get Ugly.
You know what? I gotta ask, man, what was it that inspired you, man, to step up and step out on faith and say, you know what? I'm going to listen to what God is telling me, and I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do, what I'm required to do. What inspired you recently, man, to release this awesome, awesome track, Get Ugly?
Well, basically, I have some music, right? So, artists are interesting because you work in the studio and you get a lot of material, you get stuff that you put together. And the bad part about it sometimes is you sit on it, right? So, I've been working on a lot of music and have been waiting on a time to release it. And my wife told me, she said, listen, you got to get ready and do what you got to do. Like, you got a gift, you got the ability to do it. Go there and put some work in and let God do the rest. So, I said, all right, this year we're going to make it a consistent basis that we put out as much music as possible. And this was the second release, and we're getting ready to drop another one before the end of the month. Yeah.
Man. Well, you know what, man? I'm grateful that you have allowed us to be a part of the journey. I'm a strong believer, Denzel. I'm going to tell you straightforward. I'm a strong believer that your destiny was determined before your delivery. I'm going to say that again for those that may have missed that. Your destiny was determined before your delivery. And one of the things we have to embrace the process. And if you
Hmm.
embrace the process, your destiny is inevitable. I'm grateful because I am one that can assist you along the way and allow you to help get your ministry heard and seen by as many people around the world as possible. And I'm a strong believer also that it's not about winning a popularity contest, it's about saving a soul. So if you could
Amen.
release your ministry and save a soul across the country, the Bible tells me, man, that all of the angels in the heavens rejoice. And I would rather those angels rejoice in heaven than win a popularity contest here on earth. Man, I'm excited for you. Now, I know there's going to be some viewers and listeners out there, man. They're going to want to find out how can they be supportive, what's the process to show their love, care, concern, and support, and maybe, purchase a copy, put it in the archives, play it on the radio stations. What's the process if somebody wanted to purchase a copy of your latest release, Get Ugly?
Well, first thing first, we want to get you to follow me and stay in tune with everything that I'm doing. So, if you have social media, you can follow me on Instagram. It's Rich Boy Denzel put together. You can follow me on Twitter, the same thing, and on TikTok, Denzel RBD. You can follow me there. Everything there. I have a link in my bio that connects you to everything that I have, from YouTube to Facebook to whatever social media sites to the music, the videos. It's all connected there. And if you would love to purchase a copy, you type in Denzel and type in Get Ugly. It'll pop up. Add it to your rotation. You could make a playlist. You could purchase it. It will be greatly appreciated. And I'll give you a backstory on this story to Get Ugly also, because it's interesting too.
You know, I'm excited to hear it. And I just want you to know that we will not allow them to forget about little old GMAP Broadcast Network down here in the lower left hand corner of everything in small print. But I was informed that most of the time, small print is the most important print on the paper. So we
Oh yeah.
want to maintain that title. Again, stop by our platform. Listen, it is in our featured artist area. Click on that. Listen to Get Ugly. And every time you make that decision to listen to it, it's getting tracked and reported. And we're going to push Get Ugly all the way to the top of the charts. I mean that. Tell us a little bit about it, man. What's the root foundation of Get Ugly?
So Get Ugly is basically about being in a season of time where you're trying to get things together, right? And whenever you go through a process of doing something new or you're trying to get out of old things, it's difficult at times, right? And in doing that, you're trying to figure out what is your next move, what's your next step. You're really trying to map out a lot of things. Then what happens is this: depending on how long you've been in your situation, you get to ask God a question sometimes. Say, Lord, do you hear me? Do you see me? So you're wondering at times, like, Lord, what's going on, right? And then God kind of reminded me that even in the good times and the bad times, I'm still with you. And no matter what, I'm going to be there. So the first verse is pretty much breaking down what's going on in my life, the process that I'm going through that a lot of people can relate to as they're transitioning into something new. And then the second verse is God reminding me that he's going to be there no matter what. And he's got me. No matter if the journey looks good, it looks ugly, it looks amazing, he's there.
Good, bad, right, wrong, left, right. I tell you, he's there, and he is going to fight your battles. You don't have to worry about your enemies. Those that may doubt you, dog you out, disrespect, dishonor, and just do those things that will allow them to be dishonorable to what you're doing. God has already taken care of that. I got to ask, man, and I know you kind of told me you're going to keep
Yeah,
making music, but what's next for Denzel?
that's a big question. I mean, for right now, the plan music wise is we're trying to put out an EP before the end of the year and get some music going, and then by mid next year have another one going again, and trying to get booked as much as possible to get out there and start ministering. Because we use it as a platform. So basically, what you have here is this, right? A lot of people get caught up in the numbers and they get caught up in how many people, and that's great. I understand the business behind it, but the point of what we do is to reach people, trying to get them to know Jesus through any means necessary. So it may not be through the pulpit at all times because some people may not want to go to church. It may be through a concert. But if they're able to hear the gospel through the concert, that's a seed planted, and then we let God do the rest.
Well, the Bible tells me, man, Paul said that, uh, if you read, if for those Bible scholars, this is for the Bible scholars, man. Paul said, I became all things to all men that I may win some. So through your ministry, as long as you're winning some, you're doing what you're supposed to do. And I mean those
Amen.
people that will dog out the alcoholic, you'll dog out the drug addict, you'll dog out the liar, the thief. If those individuals are trying to get on track, reach out to those that could help them become saved. Depend
Yeah.
on Jesus. They are doing what they're supposed to do. That's why they're allowed to do it. You want to talk about them here on earth, but you never know what God has planted as a seed within their hearts, mind, body, and soul. I kid you not. All you have to do is sit back and do what you're instructed to do and love everybody. I just
Amen.
can't. I just, it just blows me away when people dog out individuals that are trying to save. So, well, he's trying to save a soul, but yesterday he was in the club. Well, maybe that's where he was supposed to be. I tell you, man, you never know. And of course, I'm just overly excited because we got this awesome, awesome video that we are premiering here on the GMAP Broadcast Network. And there's no way we are not going to allow as many people as possible to enjoy the ministry of Denzel. Currently, we're being heard in over 176 countries. We are averaging 2,400 people a day. And of course, we're coming off of our sixth straight Stellar Award nomination. And I got a surprise for you, man. We're about to make arrangements to have you, this conversation, and your world premiere video aired on Comcast Cable and Roku Network, which goes into over 1.5 million homes. We're going to do what it is we have to do. Man, you know what, man? I'm loving what you're doing. I appreciate that you accepted the invitation to not just be here, but to be a part of the GMAP family, allowing us to be a part of your journey. Man, you know what? I have to ask you to share your contact information with our viewers and listeners around the world one more time, because someone may, in fact, Denzel, want to reach out and maybe conversate with you on a more individual basis and find out what it
Yeah.
is that they can do to allow God to use them. So if you don't mind sharing, share that information with our viewers and listeners
Of
one more
course.
time.
So if you're trying to find me through social media, if you're on Instagram, it's Rich Boy Denzel. Altogether, Rich Boy Denzel. You can find me there. Also on Twitter, same thing, same handle. If you want to go through TikTok, it's Denzel RBD. And if you want to contact me through email, it's bookdenzelhere@gmail.com. Love to have a conversation. We could chop it up. I like building relationships. That's something that I'm into because I feel that once you have something that you're doing, it's not only about the stuff that you have, but it's who do you build these relationships with. Those are the people that are going to help you get where you need to get, and vice versa. We're all able to help each other out in whatever we're trying to do, so we can build strong relationships. It'll go a long way.
Man, I tell you what, you couldn't have said it better. That's one of the most important things we all need to realize, that we should stop trying to be dishonorable to others and build a relationship in a positive way to help each other out, because it doesn't matter who, how, and when someone can reach an individual that wants to submit and surrender to the love of God. All it matters is it gets done. You can plant a seed in them, they can plant a seed in someone else. You're going to get the
Yeah.
blessing just as well. I tell you, man, I'm excited. I'm going to be inviting you back because I want to find out what you're doing, when you're doing it. And don't be surprised if you don't end up in the Chicagoland area. I just want you to know that. I'm just kind of throwing it out there. I am going to prepare myself to bless the people with the brand new hit, the brand new video, Get Ugly, right here on the GMAP Broadcast Network. And of course, I am going to make sure that we do everything possible to assist you along the way during your journey. And of course, man, you have the number, I have the number. I'll be calling you shortly to let you know where we're going to go from here. But I kid you not, you have the number. You can call me up
Oh yeah.
anytime. And if I can assist you in any way, shape, form, or fashion, I want you to let me know. And I also want you to know the answer will always be yes, and you will never, ever have to ask me twice. I love you,
Really
bro.
appreciate it, man.
I
Love you
appreciate
too,
you.
man.
And of course, we're going to bless the people with the brand new video and hit from Denzel, Get Ugly, right here on the GMAP Broadcast Network. Until then, peace. God bless you. Take care. Take it easy. And of course, if it's good to you, take it twice. Remember this: if you do not remember anything else in life, keep God first in your life. You cannot and will not ever go wrong. God loves you, and so do I. In the meantime, be blessed and be a blessed man. Look forward to talking to you soon. Here it
Yes,
is,
sir.
live on the GMAP Broadcast Network. Get Ugly, Denzel, on the show.
I'm brainstorming, sitting back, trying to figure out my next steps. Season changing, kinda hard to just sit back and don't stress. Time moving really fast, but I'm still trying to find my progress. Makes up for the nonsense. Still trying to trust the process. Still trying to trust the process, even though I can't even process what's going on in this complex. Going on in this complex. Through a prayer up to God, yes, He asked me, do you love me? Said, Lord, I trust you, but it can get ugly. It can get ugly. It can get ugly. Do you love me? It can get ugly. It can get ugly. Sometimes when you love me, sometimes when you trust me, Things ain't always bubbly, but I know you, I hear you, I see you. Believe me, I'm still there, I still care. I know it ain't easy, no it ain't easy when you try and get your next move. But sit back, believe me when I say I know your best move. Even when you sit back and ask me, do you love me? I'll be there through the good, bad, and even the ugly. It can get ugly. It can get ugly. They love me. It can get ugly. It can get ugly. It can get ugly. They love me. It can get ugly.
Ooh, I love it. It's going to be a hit, man. It's going to be a hit. I tell you what, if you don't have it, you might want to go out and get it. Hey, man, I appreciate you, hanging out with me for a few here on today. I'll be calling you up, man, letting you know what I'm going to be doing next because I think you're going to be excited with what I have to share with you. So until then, man, God bless you, man. I appreciate you. Love you, bruh, and you have a wonderful day, okay?
Thank you. You too, man.